Hello everyone, my name is Ben Mundy and you're watching the MCW YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be going through the TV shows and movies that I'll be watching over this quarantine period. First, I'll start with the TV shows that I'm planning on watching. At the time of recording, I'm currently 3 weeks into the quarantine period, so I have already seen some of these shows. First is the Marvel Netflix shows that are linking to the MCU. If you know me personally, or if you saw the last video, you might have been able to tell that I'm a big fan of comic book movies and TV shows. The Marvel Netflix shows include Daredevil Season 1, 2, 3, Jessica Jones Season 1, 2 and 3, Luke Cage Season 1 and 2, Iron Fist Season 1 and 2, Punisher Season 1 and 2, and The Defenders Season 1. Now for this, I've already seen Daredevil Season 1 and 2, and I've already seen Jessica Jones Season 1. If you want to read my reviews for Daredevil Season 1 and 2, and Jessica Jones Season 1, they're over on my Instagram, which is linked in the description. And give me a follow over there, because more reviews will be coming very soon. Out of the seasons that I have watched, I do like how they use the supporting characters in both Jessica Jones and Daredevil to link this universe together. Out of these shows, the one I'm probably looking forward to the most will be Punisher, as I thought Jon Bernthal did a fantastic job in Daredevil Season 2, and I cannot wait for him to get his own TV show and be the main character in that show. The next TV show that I'm planning on watching over this period is Watchmen. Watchmen is based off the DC comics of the same name and follows Regina King as Sister Night, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as Kal Abar, and Jeremy Irons as Adrian Veidt. To be honest, I'm quite shocked I haven't seen this yet, as it's got fantastic reviews and is based off a comic book that I have read. But it has not been renewed for Season 2, which I saw a lot of people have been taken aback by that. The third TV show is the second season of one of the best DC shows at the minute, Harley Quinn. Season 1 of the show was very funny, and you can find the review for that on my Instagram, but for the quick version, I ended up giving it 8 out of 10. Harley Quinn is portrayed really well in the show, and the supporting characters like Poison Ivy, Batman and Jim Gordon work really well with her dynamic. I'm not sure on how they're going to bring Joker back after Season 1, but when they do, it's going to end up shaking the show to its core. At the time of recording, only episode 1 of Season 2 has been released, and it was very, very good, with it focusing on the fallout after Joker's disappearance at the end of Season 1. And now I'm just hoping for this season to expand on the universe and introduce even more members of the Justice League and Batman villains. In number 4 is the second half of Season 4 of Rick and Morty. As always, Rick and Morty is just hilarious. The thing is with Season 4 at the minute, we are yet to see the underlying theme or storyline like there has been in Season 1, 2 and 3, which means that the back half of Season 4 will probably set that up. In the most recent trailer for the last few episodes, we can see Evil Morty in the background of one of the shots, which leads us to believe that in these last few episodes we will see the return of the Council of Ricks and the Citadel of Ricks. The creators Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland might want to set up a Season 5, which will be cool to see, and which dynamic they'll want to go with the new season. And these new episodes will start weekly on May 3rd. Speaking of Justin Roiland, in number 5 is his new show, which he is co-creating with Mike McMahon, who is a former producer on Rick and Morty, and the show is called Solar Opposites. Solar Opposites is premiering on May 8th, and the trailer looks really funny and has a similar tone to Rick and Morty. And it's interesting to note that according to IMDb, this show has already been renewed for Season 2, so the producers and the studio must have faith in it. This show is based off a family of aliens who move to Middle America, and they debate whether life is better there or on their home planet. The plot points of the show are unknown at the minute to the general audience, but for me I think it might be quite similar to Rick and Morty in the fact that at heart it'll be a family story and will focus on that family dynamic. The penultimate TV show that I'm planning on watching over this period is Chernobyl. I didn't manage to watch this when it was first released, but the general consensus from the reviews is that it was fantastic, and it has a whopping 9.4 out of 10 on IMDb. This is the retelling of the story in April 1986 when an explosion at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in the USSR becomes one of the world's worst man-made catastrophes. I think this show looks really interesting as it is a 5-part miniseries, so it won't take as long, and I think the story is really fascinating. And the final TV show that I'm planning on watching is the most recent addition to the Arrowverse, Black Lightning. I have already watched season 1 of Black Lightning, but not for a long time, and that was before it was confirmed to be a part of the Arrowverse in Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's based off the DC comics, as is everything else in the Arrowverse. And the stars are Cress Williams as Jefferson Pierce, aka Black Lightning, China Ann McClain as Jennifer Pierce, aka Lightning, and Marvin Crondon Jones III as Tobias Whale. The show has just finished its 3rd season and has got mixed reviews throughout the entirety of its existence, but as it's a part of the Arrowverse, I kinda need to watch it to understand the stories going into the next crossovers, so that's why it is number 7 on my list of TV shows to watch. Now, on to the movies, and first is the Oscar-nominated Hacksaw Ridge. I'm fairly sure that this is a war film, which means that it will keep you on the edge of the seat, and it starred Andrew Garfield as Desmond Ross, Richard Pyros as Teach, and Jacob Warner as James Pinnock. This film was directed by Mel Gibson, and he was nominated for Best Director for this film. This film was also nominated for 3 other Oscars and won 2 Oscars. It was nominated for Best Picture, Lead Actor in Andrew Garfield, and Sound Editing, and it won the Oscars for Film Editing and Sound Mixing. The next film on my watch list is Get Out. This film was directed by the fantastic Jordan Peele, who also directed Us, and is writing and producing the upcoming Candyman film, which is starring Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. This film was nominated for 4 Oscars, one of which was Best Actor for Daniel Kaluuya, who played Chris Washington. This film was also nominated for Best Picture and Best Directing for Jordan Peele, but it won the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. The main thing that I've heard about this film is how it deals with very, very tough themes like racism, and then it uses the racism of the fictional world of the film and reflects it with the racism that is taking place in society today. The third and penultimate film that I have on my watch list for this period of time off is Martin Scorsese's 3.5-hour film, The Irishman. And in case you're wondering why I haven't seen this, the reason I've just said is 3.5 hours. I have better things to do with my life. Well, I had better things to do with my life, but now that we're off for 5 months, I may as well spend some time watching this film. Because if I'm not, then I'm bored. This film was nominated for 10 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director. It starred Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Joe Pesci, and it was the return for Joe Pesci. And it is about an aging hitman who recalls his time with the mob and the stories intersecting with the events of his friend. The fourth and final film that I want to watch over this period is Dolomite Is My Name. This film starred Eddie Murphy, who a lot of people have said was snubbed from the Best Actor category at the Oscars. Eddie Murphy portrays real-life legend Rudy Ray Moore, who is a comedy and rap pioneer who proved naysayers wrong when his hilarious, obscene, kung fu fighting alter ego Dolomite became a 1970s blaxploitation phenomenon. Out of all of these films, I think the one that I'm looking forward to the most is probably Get Out, as I love Jordan Peele's work in Us. And out of the TV shows, I think it's joint between Harley Quinn Season 2 and the second half of Rick and Morty Season 4. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe and share, and I'll see you on the next video.